welcome to another episode of Tabletop TBR. It is round 10 and I am super excited. I'm Tatiana Volk, your host. It is spooky season, so we're going to try to get as many spooky books based off of the prompts as possible and see if we can get a fully spooky TBR. Fingers crossed. Now, before we get super into this, if you'd like to play along with me, but you don't read a lot of books every month, check out the September TBR game for an alternative version that you can play if you only read 1 or 2 books a month or every couple of months. You can do it every couple of months or however often you'd like. I do have the print and play linked down below in addition to the video. If you'd like to purchase the print and play for yourself, it is currently pay what you want with a base price of only $1, which will go up in the future, so I do suggest that you nab it for yourself while you can at this incredible price. Please consider paying a little bit more to help me out and to help fund the creation of a physical version, which I do hope to produce sometime next year. So thank you so much for all of the support. Now let's get into the game. Okay, as usual, let's start off by seeing how I did with last month's Tabletop TBR. There's actually a week left in the month, so I actually haven't finished these last 2 picks. As you can see, I have 2 options for the Binti trilogy. I only need to read Binti Home, but I'm hoping to read both of these by the end of the week, in addition to A Plague of Giants. I have completed the rest of the books, and I do think I'll be able to complete these as well, but I'm probably going to hold off on adding them to my tracker until I actually complete them. So next month you might see a couple more stars if I do complete the 2 or the 3 of these by the end of this coming week. Now, if you're interested in hearing my thoughts on these books, stay tuned. In a couple of weeks, I should have a Tabletop TBR reading vlog. So if you want to get into more details, do check out the Tabletop TBR reading vlogs. Now that we got that out of the way, let's add those stars to the tracker and start playing. Okay, so voiceover time while I set up the board and get ready for the trackers, because I did ramble a little bit in the original clip. But first off, we have a point from last month when I originally played the game. Then we ended up getting 2 points for the silent patient. So you can see me here putting down the points. Another 2 points from With the Fire on High. And with this one, I get a bonus, a move to spaces bonus card. And then for the last one, we have another point. Okay, and I just added up all of the pages that I have and should be reading for this month, which is 2,337 pages, so that's 2 more points. Which means that if I complete the last 2 or 3 books, I will complete the entire tracker and I'll be able to get some books. So mini book haul, yay! Okay, let's get started. I will shuffle this, mix this one up as well. Okay, so as usual, we start off by picking a bonus card. Different culture, and I have to use it this round, so I'll put this to the side so I remember to use it later. So let us start. All right, so we've got a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Off to a good start. We're gonna do 5 as usual. Mixed media book. Okay, so for mixed media book, my first thoughts were things like House of Leaves, which I really don't want to continue reading at the moment, or The Night Film, which I read a long time ago and really enjoyed, and I couldn't really think of anything else, so I was afraid I would have to pick up The Night Leaves. I didn't even notice that I totally messed that up. Did you see that? I totally mixed up House of Leaves and The Night Film and just said Night Leaves. Basically, Basically, I just don't want to read or continue reading House of Leaves at the moment. I do at some point, but it's just, it's a chonker. So that's what I was saying. But I ended up doing a quick search and found that Sadie ends up falling under that category. And while I was looking for another book, I flipped through the Supernatural Enhancement and found that this fits even better. So I actually am going to go with the Supernatural Enhancements, even though there is no audiobook for this, and this might be a terrible idea. I don't know much about it. It seems like something happened in this house, and this is kind of documentation of it with a bunch of different types of like documents and images and just different things. I'm excited to see how this turns out, and hopefully we'll get through it this month. Okay, next roll. A 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, look at that. Getting lucky. Set in a different country. Next up, we have Set in a Different Country, and the first book that came to mind was My Sister, the Serial Killer, which, as you guys know, I already read this recently, and I have a reading vlog of me reading it if you're interested in knowing what I thought. But I did poke around a little bit, and I remembered that when I read the first book in this series that it was taken place in a different country, and so is this one. So Tunnel of Bones, the second book in the City of Ghosts series by Victoria Schwab, is set in Paris as far as I can tell, and it follows the same characters from the first book, I believe, and I'm really excited to see more from their journey. And there's books. There's ghosts and spooky stuff and a new city, not city, and it's located in a different country, so we'll see how it goes. All right. Another 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got TBR Jar Pick. Okay, time for a TBR Jar Pick for the month. I have gone through already and made sure that I mostly just have spooky picks in here. I'm thinking that I'm actually going to pick 2, go with 1, because I want to be nice with myself, and I have a long list of things that I really want to read this month. So hopefully if I do that, I'm more likely to get one of those books. We'll see, fingers crossed. So the first pick is going to be Survive the Night by Riley Sager. And for our second pick, we've got The Taking of Jake Livingston. All right, so these are our 2 choices, and as much as I really want to read Survive the Night by Riley Sager, I am currently on the wait list at my library to get the audio, and I would like to have the audiobook for this month because I just have a lot going on. So I think I'm going to go with The Taking of Jake Livingston. This was one of the books that I was hoping to get, and I've heard good things about this. We've got a commentary on race, and then also clearly some spooky things are supposed to happen, so we'll kind of see how that goes. I'm really excited to dive into this one. And because we got this out of the TBR jar, we get a bonus point if we complete this, so it will be worth 2 points instead of 1. All right. A 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Different country. Okay, so we've got different culture, different country. This is a gimme. Whoops. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which means that we do get a point and a pick. So we're gonna have a couple of points into the next tracker, it seems. All right, let's pick. Okay, beautiful cover. Next up for beautiful cover, I actually had a couple of books that I thought would fit this prompt, but I decided to go with Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia. This is supposed to be a Gothic style horror or spooky vibed book, basically, where I guess our main character's cousin possibly moved in with her husband and is having some issues and is feeling unsafe, so she goes to stay with them, and I guess crazy things happen. I know very little about it, in all honesty, but I'm excited to see what happens and how accurate or inaccurate my current thoughts about the book are. Because I could be totally off. All right, and a 2. 1, 2. Book with a lot of hype. Then book with a lot of hype, I ended up going with The Year of the Witching by Alexis Henderson, and I've had this on my TBR since last year. I've been dying to read it, but I've been holding off until October because I just felt like it would be total great spooky vibes. I love the cover, I love the idea of it. We have a character whose mother was part of Coven, and the Coven may be doing bad things. A young woman living in a rigid, puritanical society discovers dark powers within herself in the stunning feminist fantasy debut. So I'm here for it. I'm super here for it. I'm super excited to see what's up, and yeah, we're gonna get into it. And then I'm kind of feeling like doing one more roll, so we'll do 6 books. So 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then last one is multiple points of view. All right, and the last prompt is a book with multiple points of views. This is a bonus pick for me, so I actually think if I don't get around to reading it, I'm not going to take a penalty, but I'm excited to kind of see how this book goes, so hopefully we will get around, and that is The Guest List by Lucy Foley. I've heard some good things about this on BookTube, so hopefully it is exciting. The bride, the plus one, the best man, the wedding planner, and the bridesmaids, so you get all of their different perspectives as far as I can hear, and it says they all have a secret, they all have motive, but only one is a murderer. So it sounds kind of like a mystery thriller type thing, which I'm excited to get into, and yeah, we'll kind of see how this goes. All right, so the last thing that we have to do is use the bonus points. So I have 2 from this round, a different culture in a different country, and then I also wanted to use the it's worth more when completed different country. That one's easy since it fits in with the prompt of a book that takes place in a different country. So I'll just slide this in here and we'll get extra points for reading this one. To use the it's more when it's completed, I'm going to do that on the supernatural enhancement since I will have to read this as a physical book, which I normally don't do. So let's get an extra point. And then the last one, a different culture, should fit perfectly with Mexican Gothic. So it looks like we've got all of our bonus points and we are good to go. Okay, so here are our 6 books that we're going to try to read in October, all sufficiently spooky themed. So I'm really excited. I mentioned earlier, if you are interested in seeing what I think about these books, stay tuned for the TBR reading vlog, which should come out the following month. I'd love to hear your thoughts on these books, and I will catch you in the next video. Until next time, bye!